So what's going on, guys? I'm in my car because it's quiet in here opposed to my house. And yeah. So yeah, I didn't make a video yesterday because I haven't been feeling well and I've been busy and stuff. So today you get your video. And what's the video about? How YCSs and regionals are important for the game, but also correlate with my previous video, that Yu-Gi-Oh hype. Now, the hype in Yu-Gi-Oh, as I talked about, is when everybody else jumps onto something and then it becomes whatever, but it shouldn't probably, because there's still other decks that are good or better and stuff like that. No. How YCSs and regionals play a part in this is because whatever tops, I'd say top 16, maybe top 32, but it's usually top 16 at a regional and a YCS are the decks people start playing. Which makes sense, I understand. There is something about it that I just don't get why people jump on it right away. At a YCS and a regional, you have to understand that it correlates with my other hype video, that all these players are playing the same, not all of them, but I mean a good amount, all playing like the same 4 or 5 decks. So if everybody's playing those same 4 or 5 decks, of course they're gonna top. Like, it's like, come on. And the reason everybody's playing those 4 or 5 decks is because of hype that they're gonna be the best deck. But once in a while at YCSs and regionals and stuff like that, you see a rogue deck get number 1 or top 16 or something like that. Number 1 at a regional usually, or at least 2nd place or 3rd place at regionals and YCSs, is because there are decks that are still good, but it's hard to get through all the rounds with a deck like that, opposed to when there's everybody else playing the metas, the best decks. If I go with Electromo TK, nobody's going to be ready for it. If it's like the best version I made, it does not matter. My chances of even getting to top 16 are so slim by the amount of meta decks I'm going against. Not because my deck can't beat them, but because they are still good decks you're going against. They're not amazing in my eyes, but they're still awesome. So if everybody's playing these good decks that have a lot of support, it's hard to weave through about 15 of them. Even those Boojin players that do win, and Fire Fist and stuff like that, or whoever, it doesn't matter, not even Fire Fist, they're not really that relevant right now. That's not the point. The point is, those players are just, it's not lucky, but it's just luck that they get to the rounds that they do. I'm saying, like, it's not even necessarily luck, it's just that somebody has to do it, basically. Somebody has to be the guy that beats all the people, like, they're the ones that get through it. It's just harder when there's only one or two couple other people playing rogue decks to get through all those people, because it is a game of luck, so it is chanceful to do that. Like I said, somebody has to get up there, and when there's so many people playing the meta decks, it's gonna be a meta deck most likely that waves through all the people. Not because they're a bad player, not because their deck's bad, just because, yeah. So when you got people playing rogue decks that are good, they are good decks, and they're not like Rogue Burn or Exodia or something. I mean, like, good decks that just aren't the meta, but can beat meta decks, and you only got 5 people out of a 1,000-person tournament, yeah, no shit, it's gonna be hard that they never top. And it's not because they're bad, it's because everybody else is playing Boojins, or Mermails, or fucking whatever. But then, after all that, people see what tops, and they're like, that's what I have to play, those are the only good decks. And I'm like, dude, no, it's not. Those are the good decks, don't get me wrong, they're topping for a reason, they are hyped, whatever. But there are still good decks out there that can beat them. It's just that everybody thinks these new archetypes that are out, these new cards, are the best, so nobody played the old ones that are still good against these decks. I'm not saying they're meta or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, they are good, they can beat the other decks. There's a lot of decks that can beat the top decks, but no, if a tournament, because my example, because I like Battle of the Boxers, if a 1,000-person tournament, if 50 players exactly went in with Battle and Boxers, the best build of it, whatever, I guarantee you'll see a Battle and Boxer deck top. I guarantee it, but not many people are taking Battle and Boxers to a tournament. And sometimes they're not the best players either. So you get 50 of, like, some of the greatest players in Yu-Gi-Oh history, 50 people, Battle and Boxer decks, and the other 950, say if it's a 1,000-person tournament, are playing Boojins and everything meta, you will see a Battle and Boxer deck top. Because more people are playing it that are relevantly skilled. All the skilled players, or pros, or whatever you call them, there's a video about that somewhere on my channel, are playing the meta decks because they want to win and keep their title as the best. So, yeah, even though I think their title as the best would be way better and more impressive when they play a deck that, like, nobody really ever sees. But hey, I guess topping with Mermails all the fucking time is a lot of skill. And then it goes with another thing. This isn't really skill in Yu-Gi-Oh, but the thing is, I'm not impressed when I see meta decks top. Because I already know it, I already get it, so I don't really coverage YCS or regional coverage, because I don't like seeing meta decks after meta deck. It's like, I get it. The only reason I check other people's, like Vexicus or Asian Eyes or anything, even though Asian Eyes and MCall4 usually get their information from Vexicus, but regardless, if I see a deck that's different, then I go watch the video. But if I see top 16 Boojins, or top 8 Boojins or something like that. I'm not gonna watch them. Like, I already get it. I know what's in a Boojin deck. I don't need to know. So when I see somebody top with a deck that isn't Boojins, like all the other times in other previous formats, I think that one YCS, I think it was a YCS or it was a regional, I don't remember. That guy topped with X-Sabers with no side deck. That was crazy. Of course I want to see that deck profile. Why would I want to see your Mermails when this guy decked with X-Sabers? Like, I don't care that you topped with Mermails. Congratulations. Hundreds of other people have too. This guy had topped with X-Sabers when nobody else did. Who's more impressive? X-Saber dude. And this is how it affects the game. People who aren't willing to change and play different decks go and play the same decks that everybody else is playing at YCSs, causing the format to stay meta, and that's how it gets more hyped and more cards get up in prices, because then when the YCS meta decks and regional decks come through, the ones that topped 18, and not topped 18, top 16s and stuff, everybody wants those cards more, so then some prices go up. Not drastically all the time, but usually by a few bucks, and that's just stupid. I want that to happen, so I can still beat you with my Battle and Boxers and feel very proud of myself. But you can't tell this to those players that only play meta decks, because they get kind of salty and they get kind of like... Yeah, they get like that. Alright guys, these are just my stupid thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Be nice about it. Like I said, I'm all for constructive criticism. Just be nice and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. But if you go out, you're fucking stupid or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I don't care now. Alright guys, that's all for me. Thanks for watching. Peace!